Hello, Professors Lynn Birchfield and Denise Miller, and Alcom 101 classmates. Today I will be talking to you about how to build a successful life. And with this topic, I seek to approach this angle in the reference of money. In other words, I seek to inform you about money, a necessary tool for living, and how to become its master rather than its slave. So let me begin. The way in which your money is obtained or rejected, and the use of it, or the amounts that you put into it, hoarded or given away, will declare more about you, your value, and character. And this actually proves your thought about money more than any psychological assessment can do. However, this is a serious problem in America. According to eChristianFinance.com, in their article, Mistakes You Will Live to Regret, they make mention of the fact that a serious problem has happened here in America, where we seem to care more about who has the money and talk about who has the money, while we seem to do nothing about it to obtain it ourselves or to use it for our benefit. In continuing, why are some people able to save more than others? Saving may depend not only on cash flow, but on psychology. With the right outlook, saving becomes a commitment. With a less positive outlook, it becomes a task. And tasks and chores are often postponed. So, are we a nation of good savers? Not to the degree that these polls results might suggest. For example, in the Common Sense Guy Department.com, in their article in January 2015, they make mention of the fact that most recently, that the average personal savings rate at 5.5% point higher than 2 years ago. During the 1970s, the personal savings rate averaged 11.8%. In the 1970s, it averaged 6.7%. In other words, the point that I'm making here is that savings, managing money, making a plan for money, or budgeting, and the percentage of Americans that do that has dropped from then in the 70s or 80s to now, 2015. Let's continue. I want to share with you a discussion of why it is necessary to build a successful life. 1. Our opinion of money reveals our thinking about money. For example, most of us have an opinion about the rich and tend to admire or even envy or criticize those in our community who have wealth. We fail to understand that money is simply minted personality. In other words, your money speaks about you. It says something about you by the way you manage it, by the way you deal with it, by the way you spend. And we fail to understand that money is minted personality, and what it can do for an individual or group must be understood on the basis that it is a neutral commodity until some individual or organization puts it into service. Now let's talk about the battle for financial control. The battle for financial control of your life is based on you having the opportunity to earn, which is more of a pursuit rather than a gift. When the quest for responsible financial security is abandoned, what usually follows is apathy, stagnation of the mind, grubbiness, and laziness in personal behavior. Money does not change a person's character, but it does reveal what was already hidden beneath the surface. And so, when we see people change in temperament and principle by achieving or losing great wealth, then real character is revealed. In other words, money reveals the character that was already there. So it's like saying, oh, if I had more money, I would just get this done. But if you don't have a plan for what to do with the money when it comes, so basically first what we need is accountability and responsibility of knowing what to do with the money. So that when we do get the money, we'll know what to do with it. So let's continue. There are 3 areas of success in reference to money, and I would like you to write these down. Giving, getting, and multiplying. 3 areas that assist in reference to money when building a successful life. Let's talk about the first one, getting. Getting financial wealth, it is necessary to understand that wealth is a thought. Financial growth and stability has more to do with a pattern of thinking and disciplined action rather than extensive education, exceptional circumstances, or social position. The ability to trade and negotiate is another form of getting financial growth, which leads us to our next point, giving. True giving has a deep kindness that comes from the heart and is rarely regulated to the size of one's income. To lend is not as powerful as it is to give. There is a difference between the two, because in lending, you expect to get it back But in giving, you give from sincerity of heart, with no return from the person, trusting God to be the source of the one who gives it back to you. To do an act of giving from the sincerity of heart, and not for approval of others and so-called accolades, is a great gift, and ought to be as natural as breathing. Our final point, multiplying. Before money can be multiplied, it must first be retained, and before it can be retained, it must be obtained, and without an accumulation. Then the rules to retention and multiplication are not applicable, non-existent, and are misunderstood. The reason for multiplication can be varied, but to multiply finances without a clear purpose and plan would seem to be miserably and something that was given thought but never put into action. So that in closing, let me just say that inconsistent and unimaginable financial behavior and control has been proven to cause both physical and mental illness, divorce, broken relationships, legal battles, and unfortunately suicide and depression. The lack of money has caused some despair and confusion for many. While some people may say they carelessly don't care or have no interest in wealth, and that money is unimportant in their lives, the fact remains that a little for more money for some can really make the difference between living and dying. Thank you. I'm Edwin Torres.